What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show. We discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about on a daily basis. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, make sure to click the subscribe button right now so you don't miss out on new videos that come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We discuss money, investing, the stock market, the fourth stimulus package update, stimulus check update, and daily news. I will keep you up to date with everything. And as always, thanks for hitting the like button for us down below. Remember that bridge that was blocked in the Canada-US border by the truckers? Well, they're at it again here in the US right now. That's right. As you can see here, the People's Convoy truck protest is targeting Washington as of yesterday and today. You can see here they're slowing traffic, protesting, and it's going on right now. And well, here's some more images of the truckers, and yeah, there's a decent amount of them. Yeah, apparently hundreds of trucks, recreational vehicles, and cars circled the outskirts of Washington on Sunday, aiming to slow traffic around the Capitol and protest against pandemic restrictions. The so-called People's Convoy, which originated in California and has drawn participants around the country, is calling for an end to all pandemic-related restrictions. It was inspired by the demonstrations last month in Ottawa, Canada. Leaders of the convoy said that on Monday they will again slowly drive the Beltway, a 64-mile highway that encircles the city, though details of when the action would take place were not known. Although U.S. federal law enforcement agencies have been coordinating with state and local authorities for weeks in preparation for this possible arrival of this convoy, according to one U.S. official who wanted to remain anonymous to discuss internal operations, and that this trucker convoy could hinder emergency responders depending on the size of the protest. And yesterday, the Capitol Police did issue an emergency declaration over this trucker convoy already. The emergency declaration allows police to ask for help from National Guard in addition to permitting payments for officers' hotel and food costs. Quote, the Capitol Police Board has issued an emergency declaration to ensure that the U.S. Capitol Police are able to operate and respond as necessary. Remember that ultimately in Canada, Canada had to issue a judge order and basically tow away a bunch of the semis and arrest a bunch of the people to finally clear the area. And it'll be interesting to see if anything like that needs to happen here or not. I will keep you updated. Meanwhile, last night, the U.S. House of Representatives was working on a bill to ban Russian oil from the United States. Remember that Russian oil imports are anywhere from 5 to 8% of the oil imported into the U.S. That might sound like a lot, that might sound like a little. This would probably cause gas to go up here in the US if this happens. However, Hawaii has already said that they have already suspended Russian oil imports as of March 4th, so already 3 days. Hawaii has only one refinery and for the whole Hawaiian Islands. And most of the oil from Russia goes to Hawaii and the West Coast, like California. Hawaii's already suspended Russian oil. So they just already made the decision. So that's already happened. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat, Republicans want to do this too. The question is, will this happen? Said in fact, this was actually led by Republicans and Joe Manchin, but Nancy Pelosi, the lead Democrat, wants to do this too as well, said in a letter Sunday that the House is exploring legislative options to isolate Russia, including a ban on Russian oil and energy. Quote, our bill would ban the imports of Russian oil and energy products into the United States, repeal normal trade relations with Russia and Belarus, and take the first step to deny Russia access to the WTO, the World Trade Organization. Pelosi said in a letter to colleagues. We would also empower the executive branch to raise tariffs on Russian imports. Yeah, literally, Russia's just getting crippled by the day. Literally, almost every day, more and more things are happening to them, just crippling their economy. The House Speaker noted that the Biden administration had requested $10 billion for humanitarian, military, and economic support for Ukraine. Congress intends to enact this emergency funding this week as part of our omnibus government funding legislation. That could happen as early as tomorrow. Remember that they have to fund the government again to prevent a government shutdown. Yeah, remember the whole kick the can down the road? They only funded that until March 11th. That's Friday. So yet again, we're nearing another government shutdown where they're going to have to pass a bill. And remember, this time they're supposed to be working on a whole longer term funding bill, but then the whole Russia situation has unfolded here in the last 3 weeks. So I don't even know if they've been able to get that done. Because, I mean, look at what happened in the last 3 weeks. The whole world has basically been turned upside down. And not only that, but things just look at the price of oil and gas is just imploding. Check this out. It's terrible. Well, the price of oil hovering around $125 a barrel. It had briefly touched 130, fluctuating. You know, WTI crude 124, Brent crude 126. Still dramatically up. I remember headlines saying that oil could touch 125 a barrel and how dramatic that was. Well, now we're actually there. Now we're seeing headlines like oil could hit 150 a barrel and how dramatic those are. Let's hope we don't actually get there. But gas spiking yet again. Look at the price of gas now. Remember yesterday, if you watched my show, the average price of gas for the country was $4. Now it's 406, 406 and a half. So again, one more day went by and the national price of gas on average went up 6 cents overnight. I think the day before that, and that's nice, it shows us right here, went up 6 cents. And a week ago, it was 361. And now it's 406. So we went up 45 cents in 1 week. In 1 week. 45 cents in 1 week. A month ago, it was 344, and now we're at 406. Let's see here. That's 62 cents. If my top of the head math is correct, I think so. 62 cents we went up in 1 month because of the Russian conflict. There's nothing else that has happened in 1 month, in 4 weeks. There's nothing else that has happened in 1 day or 1 week. It's just absolutely crazy. Just absolutely crazy here. The price of diesel, $4.61, it went up 9 cents overnight. A week ago, it was $4. It went up 61 cents in a week. And remember that the price of diesel affects our groceries. It affects our food. It affects everything on the shelves because that's how everything gets to the store. Even if it's made in America. Even if it's not made in America, it has to be shipped via a semi-truck to get to the store. So this price and this price, these prices here affect everything. And it's just, this is, the problem here is that this is, you know, this is a factor of this. This these crude oil prices are on the global scale. This is what people are, this is what countries are paying for oil worldwide. Worldwide. It's not just the US, guys. It's not just the US. It's a worldwide oil trade. And it's spiking globally. It's just crazy. And I don't think it's going to stop until we stop Putin. How do we stop Putin? That's a good question. That's a good question. And sadly, that's the question that the Ukrainians are asking as well. Probably a lot worse than we're asking. If you think it's bad for us, paying more at the pump, paying more for food, imagine how bad it is for the Ukrainians. I mean, they're literally dying, fearing for their lives. Imagine the women and children there. Imagine their homes. There's always the saying it could always be worse. My thoughts and prayers go out to them as well as everybody here. It's just there's no winners in this situation. You know, thank God we have some help going out here. We've had 3 stimulus checks. We have rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance. If you watched my last video, we just had stimulus checks approved for about 250,000 people. We have a lot of SNAP assistance, extra SNAP assistance going on here. Lots of different states doing extra SNAP assistance here on a monthly basis, extra pandemic EBT assistance. But really, we need the federal government to step up here and issue a 4th stimulus check here as well, because that's a really big help for a lot of people. And those go out automatically, well, just like the last stimulus check for the state that was going out for 250,000 people in my last video. Definitely need to watch that if you haven't yet. But I think more states are going to be doing that here this year. We need the federal government to step up and do that. We need the federal government to pass the child tax credits. That's for about 60 million people. Another thing they could do is pause the student loan payments. Those are going to be coming due to start payments again at the end of next month. April 30th will be the last day that they will be paused. So that's the end of next month. That's for over 40 some million people. So you got to kind of get these different buckets of people. You got the child tax credits. Those payments have stopped for over 60 million children. 60 million children no longer getting those payments. Think about the hurt that are going on there. It's like almost 5 million children have already fallen back into poverty. A lot of people literally just blame Joe Manchin because he didn't vote for it. If he would have voted for it, most people say they would have been passed. And the Build Back Better package would have been passed. Lower prescription drug prices would have been passed. Lowering the cost of childcare and free pre-K would have been passed. So think about all the things in there. Additional benefits for seniors would have been passed. Think about all the things in there. Paid family and medical leave would have been passed. Think about all the things that were in there. More rent assistance would have been passed. And then they actually could have been working on another package. They actually could have used that extra stimulus money to maybe send out a stimulus check. Instead of saying, oh, the package has been delayed and we're not sure how we're going to pass it. Think about if they would have just passed it. If Joe Manchin would have said yes, they would have passed it. And then they could have been like, all right, great. We passed that with ease. Now let's send out a stimulus check. We got this $800 billion. Let's send out that. Joe Manchin, gave us his approval. We helped out all these people. Let's send out a stimulus check now with this $800 billion. And instead, now we have 60 million children that are struggling, not getting those monthly checks. 40 some million people are going to potentially have their student loan payments start again at the end of next month. And then seniors on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, RRB, everybody on fixed income, with the cost of living adjustment now struggling with inflation and, potentially SNAP benefits getting reduced, food assistance getting reduced, with that whole debacle that when you get your cost of living adjustment, you may get your food assistance reduced. We need to get a bill this year to get that changed. That should not be happening. And hopefully we get a Social Security raise this year as well. There's about 60 million children on the child tax credits, 60 some million children. There's also about 60 some million seniors on Social Security. Two different buckets of people, 60 some million and 60 some million, that really could use help. Those two buckets are two buckets of people that could really use a raise, child tax credits and a raise on Social Security, that we would love to see this year. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And then kind of in the middle buckets, there's some overlapping here, but in the middle buckets, it's basically just low income, just people on low income. Like I said, there's some overlapping there as well, definitely overlapping. But that's where we could just we really just need. There's a lot of people right now that are hurting due to inflation, due to the pandemic, due to all the businesses that flat out went out of business because of the pandemic. Like almost 40% of small businesses flat out just went out of business. Yeah, so you got to really think about that, and what the administration, what the states, and what they could be doing with this money. You look at the states that are helping with the stimulus money, bravo to them. And honestly, I think we're going to be seeing a lot more this year. And honestly, some states are sending out stimulus checks as much as the federal government, $600, $1,000. California send out $600 to $1,100, and their stimulus checks go out to like 27 million people. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. They're like the fifth largest economy in the world, but yet they're a state. So, when they send out a stimulus check, it's as many checks as like 15 states combined. So we need more states to look up to that effort. And when California did that, a lot of people said, "Oh, this is just a re-election effort by Gavin Newsom." But now they're going to be probably doing it again. Now a lot of people saying, good for them, good for them. Now they're doing it 2 years in a row, and now a lot of other states are saying, you know what, we should be doing that too. We got all this stimulus money from the third stimulus check package. Each state got over $1 billion each. The larger states got like some of them near $10 billion. So if they got all that money, what are they doing with it? What are they doing with it? If they got all that money, they need to do something with it. And remember that the third stimulus check package stipulates that they can't just do anything with it. They have to spend the money in certain ways. They can't just, build a bridge with it. Okay, they have to spend it in certain ways, like on the people and such. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I will keep you up to date with everything stimulus news, stimulus check news, stimulus package news, and everything going on here with our economy and with Russia and with the gas prices, inflation, everything you need to know about on a daily basis. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe down below. It's just so you won't miss out on new videos. And the YouTube algorithm will show you our videos so you don't miss out on them. Easiest thing to do is remember that new videos come out here on our YouTube channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. After clicking the subscribe button, if you haven't done so, click the bell icon next to the subscribe button so you get reminders when we go live with new videos. You can click here to watch my newest video next, or you can click here to see how Pramila Jayapal, a leader of the Democrats, just called for stimulus executive orders, and that's her interview in that video. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.